How is everybody doing? Nick the Bulls fan here, and I am so excited. Today is the start of the NBA season. You got 3 games tonight. You got the Magic with Victor Oladipo's first NBA game against the Pacers. Obviously, the game everyone, well, I don't know about everyone, but I, for one, am excited to see and just can't wait to see. You got the Bulls at Miami. D Rose is back, baby. And then you got the Battle of LA. The Clippers at themselves. No. The Clippers and Lakers at each other. Lakers are the home team in this one, so you will see the banners. Small controversy over now. This year, the Clippers are going to cover all the Lakers banners this year, but who cares about that? I'm going to do some rankings. NBA rankings. We're going to start off here with the Eastern Conference rankings. The top 15 teams. Obviously, there only are 15 teams. So this video is going to be the rankings of the East, and next video we're going to have the rankings of the West. All right. So let's get started here. At 15 is a team that I don't think they want to be better than 15. I really don't. You got the Philadelphia 76ers. Trading away, without a doubt, their best player, Jrue Holiday. And I'm saying without a doubt, even though I'm not a big fan of him, but he was their best player. Traded away him for Nerlens Noel, who's out for the season. Basically, Nerlens Noel and a draft pick next year. They're trying to tank. They want Andrew Wiggins or somebody within the top 3 in next year's draft. Next year's draft is completely loaded. That's what they're looking for. So don't look at them to be very competitive at all, really. I wouldn't say any more than 18 wins for them in the season. More than 18 wins, I'd be surprised. But hey, they got some nice young talent. We'll just see how that works out. I love Jason Richardson, but yeah. All right, at number 14, we got another team. They're rebuilding. I don't think they're trying to tank it. They just really don't have that much talent. They got young talent, though, and I think in the next 3 years they could possibly be a playoff team, but right now they just have so much room to grow, and it's the Orlando Magic. Obviously, the second pick in the draft, you got Victor Oladipo, one of my favorite players, and I think he's going to be a really good player, but he doesn't have much help. There are probably going to be a ton of rumors throughout the season with Aaron Aflalo and Jameer Nelson. Are they going to trade either of them? Who knows? I just don't see them being that good of a team. I mean, they got a bunch of decent players, but no one to really make them a great team. You got some young guys like Tobias Harris, Nick Vucevic, Mo Harkless, and then you got, obviously you got Oladipo. Aaron Aflalo is decently, he's middle-aged. But then you got some older guys like Jameer Nelson, Big Baby's not that old, but he's a veteran. You got Hito, who's obviously old. Jason Maxey, who's been around a little bit. Guys like that. So not too talented of a team, but they have a lot of potential, and I think in the next couple of years they will be a pretty decent team. All right, then at number 13, a team that took a ton of steps back after this previous season. They lost a lot in free agency. You got the Bucks. They lost Monte Ellis and Brandon Jennings. In return, they got O.J. Mayo and J.J. Redick. In return, they got O.J. Mayo, Caron Butler, and Brandon Knight. Another one of those teams, I don't think they're trying to be that competitive, really. I mean, Butler, he's a little washed up. He's still got a little game, but he's not the player he used to be. O.J. Mayo, while he's a pretty good scorer, he's not one of those guys that could really be off on his own and lead a team. He's one of those guys who's a second or third option, a good second or third option, but he's not a team leader, the first option, really. You got Larry Sanders, who is a young up-and-coming center, a really good shot blocker, but not much offense really with him. I mean, 10 points a game, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. He's a good center. He's just not an offensive center. And yeah, you got Ersan Ilyasova. He's decent. Not great, but he's a solid player. Brandon Knight got potential to be better. Everyone looks at him like he's terrible just because he got dunked on. Everyone gets dunked on, all right? He was overmatched. You got a guy who's like twice his size in DeAndre Jordan. At least he went up. He gave it his all, all right? Stop hating on Brandon. But yeah, this team, another one of those teams that I don't think they want to be that good. I think they're
One of those teams that, okay, we're rebuilding. We got some young pieces. O.J. Mayo is pretty young. Larry Sanders is young. Ursan's decently young. Brandon Knight's young. Let's look at the future, and good for them. All right, so at number 12, we got the Boston Celtics. Now, if the Boston Celtics had Rondo and was going to play, I think they would be probably the 8th seed. But without Rondo, I don't see a point guard. So they're going to start Avery Bradley at the point guard like they did all of last year, but he's a decent point guard. He's not bad. They have a lot of twos you can see here. Jordan Crawford, Courtney Lee, Marshawn Brooks, Keith Bogans, but none of those are really like, they're all kind of like role players or like specialists. Like Jordan Crawford's a straight up scorer. Courtney Lee's a shooter. Marshawn Brooks is young. He has potential, but he hasn't really panned out. He had a good first year, but his second year didn't do very well. We'll see with him. And Keith Bogans is just a shooter, defensive guy. They got some talent. I like Jeff Green a lot. I really, really like Jared Sullinger, one of my favorite players, along with Kelly Olynyk. But they just don't have what it takes to compete and be a playoff team. But if they're trying to get one of the last picks, I think they should just sit Rondo out entirety. If that's what when they got rid of all those guys, they didn't re-sign all those guys and traded them to the Nets. I think they were looking at the future. So if that is the case, they should either trade Rondo or just tell Rondo to take the season off. He'll probably be able to play like February or so if he wants to, but I think he should just take the season off, and then next year if they do just not really try, they get someone nice in the draft to play with Rondo, and they got a nice young team, and Rondo at the 1. Oh, I moved. Oops. Where was I? Over here. Got Rondo at the 1, Avery Bradley at the 2, Jeff Green at the 3, Sullinger at the 4, and Olynyk at the 5. That's a good young team that can compete in a couple of years. So they just get one of those guys in the draft. I mean, maybe in the future they'll be pretty good, but right now I got them at 12. At number 11, a team who I'll probably get crap for putting them there, but they have improved a ton, and they got a ton of young potential. You got the Charlotte Bobcats. All right, so over the offseason, they signed Al Jefferson, a really good scoring center, probably top 5 center in the NBA, if not top 7. But yeah, he's a really good center. Him and Kemba will do very well. Good two-man game, pick and roll, all that stuff. Al Jefferson's very good in the post, and Kemba is an up-and-coming point guard. He gets overlooked a lot just because there are a lot of really good point guards in the NBA right now. But he's one of those guys who, don't be surprised if in a couple of years he's in the top 5 in point guards, because he's got a ton of talent. As you saw, he just was killing it at UConn and then has done pretty good in the NBA so far, averaging 18 points, 6 assists, and about 4 rebounds, 2 steals a game. That's pretty good in his second year. He's got room to improve. I think he's going to be a pretty good player. And then you got another young guy, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. He's a beast. He's just an effort guy, defense, rebounding. He will outwork you 99 times out of 100. He's just a beast. You got another young guy in Cody Zeller. Not too good in this game, but I think he could contribute at the 4 for them. I don't see them making a playoff run really, but I feel like in 2 years or 3 years they could be a playoff team, definitely, with all this young talent, with Al Jefferson surrounding it, a good center in the middle, a veteran center. I feel like they should probably get rid of Ben Gordon just because he doesn't really fit with what the team is looking to do. I mean, what they really need is probably a shooting guard. You got Gerald Henderson. He's okay. He can start, but he's not great. He did average 16 points, but he's not a great starter. I think he's pretty young, though. He's got room to improve, but I think definitely trade Ben Gordon for a draft pick or a young talent. But yeah, I got them at number 11, I believe. Yes, number 11. Then at number 10, you got straight out of Canada, the Toronto, I missed them. Toronto Raptors. All right. So this is a team that I think if they got all the pieces together, just had good teammate chemistry, they could possibly make the playoffs and fight for an 8th seed or a 7th seed. But I think Rudy Gay's a little bit overrated. He's a good player. He's not a great player. Kyle Lowry's a pretty good point guard. I think didn't do too hot last year. Only 12 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. I mean, yeah, it wasn't too hot for them. He's decent, but he's not great. DeMar DeRozan, I think, is very good. I think he's overlooked a lot. Really good young talent. Can shoot the ball, throws it down better than most people in the NBA. He's really good. I feel like he's going to have a breakout year. Landry Fields, a good guy. They didn't really use him enough last year, in my opinion. He's a good guy. He could, as you saw in the Knicks, he contributed. He didn't score he scored like 10 points a game around, but he contributed in every way in the game. Plays good defense, can shoot the three. So I like him. Then the rest, you just got a bunch of guys. Jonas Valanciunas, he's going to be a beast. He's got potential. He's got room to improve. He's going to improve a lot. Next couple of years, he'll be a top 10 center. I think he's going to be really good. So we'll see how he does this year. Terrence Ross, another one of those guys that I love, won the dunk contest. Didn't get that much run last year, but I feel like they'll give him more run this year, and I hope he performs like he can. But yeah, I got them at number 10. All right, at number 9. All right, 9 through 6 are like all so close to call. It's really preference, in my opinion, with 9 through 6. This was a hard decisions to make. This was very hard decision to make. But at number 9, I have the Atlanta Hawks. They lost Al Jefferson. What am I saying? They lost Josh Smith, and did they lose anyone else? I don't. Yeah, they lost Josh Smith. They did get Paul Millsap. He's good power forward. He's not Josh Smith though. Elton Brand they picked up. Then you got Teague. I like Schroeder. I think he's going to be pretty good. Teague's a pretty good point guard, but what hurts them a lot is Lou Williams tearing his ACL. That really hurts because he's a very good scorer. He doesn't play much defense, but he can score the ball. In like 26 minutes, you see he averaged 15 points. That's really good. So he can score a lot. That's going to hurt them a lot. I think if he didn't have a torn ACL, I would have put them in the playoffs probably. But just with him being out, it's going to hurt. They don't really, I mean, where's Corver? They'll probably start Corver at the 2. I don't know. I don't really know what their starting lineup's going to look like. You got Teague at the 1, obviously. Don't know at the 2. They started Corver last year at the 3, so I assume he is either going to be starting at the 2 or the 3. Paul Millsap, see the 2 and the 3, it's just nothing really there. So I think, Corver can shoot, so he's something, but I think they need a 2 or a 3. If they had Lou Williams, probably playoffs, but without a good a good shooting guard and a good small forward, I don't think they could. I think they could have a chance at making a run if Al Horford could play his best season. He's really good center, top 5 center, but 17 and 10 last year. I think he needs to average around 20 and 11 and 2 blocks, or no, a steal and a block for them to have a chance at making the playoffs. But he can. He has the potential to do that. And Paul Millsap, they have to work well together. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I think it could be close. I think they have a chance. So I got them at number 9. Now we got the playoff teams. At number 8, a team who hasn't been good in a while, really. Had some bad luck with players. A couple years ago, looked at to be like where people went to go to screw around with JaVale McGee, Blatch. But now you got the Wizards, an up-and-coming team. They got John Wall. He's a good point guard. Very good point guard. He was out a lot of last season. I think they might have made the playoffs last season if he was now out, but he was. So they couldn't make it last year. I think this year they'll make that step and become 8 through 6, honestly. Anywhere between there, 8 through 6. But, yeah, and then they traded for Gortat. I think that put them over the edge. If they didn't trade for him, it would have been between them and the Hawks. But they got Gortat for, I don't know, who did they even trade? Oh, they traded Emeka Okafor. And, yeah, they got Gortat for Emeka Okafor and a draft pick. So I thought they got Shannon Brown in that trade as well. I thought they should have kept him, but they didn't. They released Shannon Brown and Kendall Marshall. So whatever. They got John Wall, Bradley Beal. They got a young team. Otto Porter. I forgot about him. I don't know if they will, but I would start Otto Porter over Trevor Ariza. Nene at the 4, good veteran. You know he can contribute. Then you got Gortat, an underlooked center in the NBA. I like Gortat personally, but he's not great, but he's a good center, top 10 center in the NBA. So I think that team, it's got a pretty good chance to make the playoffs, and I have them as my 8th seed. All right, now we got number 7. At the 7th seed, you got a team who arguably made, probably not the biggest, but some of the biggest moves in free agency in the offseason. I can't seem to find them. You got the Pistons. Maybe the biggest moves in free agency. They picked up Josh Smith, Chauncey Billups. They got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in the draft. Brandon Jennings, who was actually out with a broken jaw for a couple of weeks. Peyton Siva, who might actually start for them. But yeah, they picked up a lot of guys in free agency. Peyton Siva might start at the 1. I just read an article that's saying he could possibly start at the 1, which is surprising, but I really like him as a player. But it's not about the guards. It kind of is when Brandon Jennings get back. If he can pass the ball well, let his teammates score, and he can get his... He can't shoot 39-40% though. He needs to be smarter with the ball. When he wants to, he can get assists. He just has to want to do it. He has to feed the ball to like the big men. You got Josh Smith, Greg Monroe, and Andre Drummond. I mean, Greg Monroe and Andre Drummond both have a lot of potential and room to improve. Drummond is a beast. Greg Monroe is also a beast. And Josh Smith, he's an all-star player. Arguably the best 3 through 5 in the NBA. If not now, in the future. Josh Smith's a beast. Greg Monroe's a beast. And Drummond is a beast. They're all beasts. I mean, and they got Billups, he can play the 2 as well. If Billups can get that team playing well, they got a new head coach. I think Maurice Cheeks is the new head coach. If Billups can teach Jennings how to play the point guard position like it's supposed to play, which Billups is a very smart player, just a great veteran. If he can do that, I think this team will make the playoffs without a doubt. Not without a doubt, but I think they have a very good chance to make the playoffs at the 7th seed, maybe even 6th, maybe even 5th if crazy things happen. Crazier things have happened. All right, I think they'll be a good team this year. All right, going on to number 6. You got a team that's been through a lot. You got the Cavs. Kyrie Irving, obviously, one of the most up-and-coming players in the NBA. Dude's a beast. We all know that. He's going to have a great year. He wasn't healthy all of last year, missed a good amount of games, but he's going to have a good year. I know it. Kyrie Irving's a beast. Some of the best handles in the NBA, can shoot the ball, get to the rim. I'm kind of scared, actually, of him for Derrick Rose's purposes. But, yeah, Kyrie Irving. Obviously, Jarrett Jack, that was a great pickup for the bench. Varejao, good player. Gets overlooked, gets made fun of. I feel bad for him, but Varejao is a good player. Last year, until he got hurt, he played 25 games. He was averaging 14 and 14. 14 and 14. That's beast. Those are beast numbers. Varejao was beasting last year until he got hurt. Dude, if he can come back healthy and play well and stay healthy, he can be an all-star, honestly. He can be an all-star. Anthony Bennett, they got the first pick in the draft, picked Anthony Bennett. I think he's going to be pretty good. Don't know much about him, but we'll see. We'll see how he is. He doesn't need... The good thing about Anthony Bennett is he doesn't need to come in and be a star. Now, most first-round picks, first pick in the draft, need to come in and be that guy. The Cavs already have that guy. And they picked up the second guy in Andrew Bynum and arguably have a third guy in Dion Waiters. Where's Dion Waiters? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Arguably have a third guy in Dion Waiters. So Anthony Bennett, he just really needs to play some defense, get some rebounds, and run. He doesn't need to average 20 points. They have the talent to be a top team. If Andrew Bynum could get his head out of his ass, and honestly, probably hasn't been there because some of the hairstyles he's had has been worse than when a guy's head is up somebody's ass because his head was just ugly. straight up disgusting. Like, what is wrong with him? If he can come back and play close to what he used to be, they will be a playoff team without a doubt. They got role players too. I mean, Jared Jack, he was like a top 5 candidate for 6th man of the year last year. Deion Waiters, obviously a good young player. They got a bunch of young talent. I think they will make the leap this year and make the playoffs at the 6th seed, maybe even 5th. Maybe even 5th. The 5th seed is maybe even 5th. But at the 5th seed, you got the New York Knicks. They have so much talent, they just don't know how to use it. When you got Melo, Stoudemire, Shumpert, Felton, Tyson Chandler, and then bench guys like Metta World Peace, Kenyon Martin, J.R. Smith, Art Bargnani, Tim Hardaway. This team should be a top 2 team in the league with their talent. They just can't seem to work together, honestly. There is no reason why the Knicks should not make the second round of the playoffs without a doubt. If Melo could play, they put Melo back at the 3. Stop playing him at the 4. All right. Defense is the same importance as offense. I sounded like an idiot there, but it is. Defense is just as important as offense. All right. Melo cannot guard a 4 on defense. No matter how good Tyson Chandler is at defense, you cannot have Melo at the 4 playing defense. It just doesn't work. Melo is a terrible defender, really. And if they want the team to work, I think they need to start Stoudemire. I know he has some health issues. Never know if he's going to be okay. But I think starting Stoudemire, Melo, Shumpert, and Felton, why not? Try it. It'll work. There's no way you could have that much talent and not being working. Honestly, Amari's decent. I don't know. Is Amari decent defensively? I don't really know. He's not bad defensively. Tyson Chandler is one of the best defensive players in the NBA. Melo's bad, but you got Metta backing him up for when you need to stop. You could put Melo somewhere else. Shumpert's a really good defensive player, and Felton is a so-so defensive player. Now, you guys have enough offense. If you could put the right lineup out and have enough defense in the starting lineup, you guys will be a playoff team and maybe even a threat. But you guys don't seem to do that, so I don't think you will. I think you'll be the 5th seed, personally. But the Knicks have potential. They can just get it together. Then at the 4th seed, the team that overpaid for... not overpaid, but just did some things that pissed me off as a Bulls fan. The Nets. Andrei Kirilenko, your contract is rigged. You're getting paid under the table in Russian currency. I don't know if Russians have their own currency, but if they do, I think they might be part of the Euro. I'm stupid, all right? They might be part of the Euro, but Andrei Kirilenko is getting paid by Mikhail Prokhorov under the table. There's no way they're giving him a $2 million contract. Does it even say contract on here? Yeah, but they signed him to a $3 million contract when the Jazz or the Timberwolves were offering a $10 million contract. And he decided to go to the Nets. Okay, sure. Yeah, you're not getting paid under the table by freaking Prokhorov, the Russian, god, I guess. But yeah, they got Darren Williams, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Joe Johnson, Brook Lopez. Honestly, I'm going to get a lot of crap for this, but personally, I think Brook Lopez is the best player on this team. Joe Johnson, no defense, washed up. Kevin Garnett still plays defense, lost a step. I still like him. Paul Pierce lost a lot of steps, not what he used to be. Still pretty decent. Darren Williams, he just lost it, really, in my opinion. Honestly, it was him, Derrick Rose, and CP3 for the top 3 point guard in the NBA. It was you could make an argument for all 3 of them. Now he's arguably not even top 7. Kind of just last couple seasons lost it. But the reason I say Brook Lopez is their best player is because I watched all 7 games of the Brooklyn Bulls series, and this dude is a beast. If this dude can rebound, he could be a top 3 center in the NBA. He might already be a top 3 center in the NBA. But he is he's just a beast in the offense. He's one of the best post players in the NBA. He's got a really good jump shot. Just can't seem to rebound. He is a rim protector. He protects that rim some of the best defenders in the NBA, rim protector-wise. I watched it. It was hard for anyone to go in the rim with him there. He clogs up the paint like a man. He's just a really good player, and I like him a lot. But this team has the potential to... Honestly, they could win the championship. The reason I don't think they will is because of the age of their team. Darren Williams, 29, with how much injuries he's had, is older than 29, really. Joe Johnson, 32, but not what he used to be at all. Jason Terry can still shoot regardless. He'll always give you that shooting, but not what he used to be. Paul Pierce, not what he used to be. AK, while still good, not what he used to be. Kevin Garnett, still a good player, not what he used to be. Brook Lopez, the only guy who is who he is. So I think they'll be the 4th seed, but they have potential to be anywhere, really. This is the team that I don't know about because it could go great or it could go or bad. I think, honestly, with what they're spending a ton of money on the luxury tax. With what they're spending, if they are the 4th seed, this is an season or bad season just because they don't have many more seasons together with this core. Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce only have like two, maybe 3 seasons left. Joe Johnson is aging quick. Jason Terry only got a couple more seasons left. They're just old. I mean, it's like they took all the old stars and put them on one team for one last hoorah, let's try to win a championship. And I don't know if it'll pay off, but it could. You never know. All right, so at 3, you got the Pacers. I think the Pacers and the Bulls are quite close, honestly. Very close, along with the Heat. I think all 3 of those teams are pretty close in talent-wise. Obviously, I'm a Bulls fan, so I'm somewhat biased to them. But I think the Bulls are a better team, really. I do like the Pacers. I like how they play. I don't like them when playing the Bulls. I like seeing them play the Heat, but when they're playing the Bulls, it's just like, They got mostly black guys on their team. Only like 1 or 2 white. 1 white guy in Scola, really. It's kind of funny. But Paul George, he's a beast. He's a star. He's one of the next big things. You can argue that he's the definitely top 3 shooting guard in the NBA. You could make an argument that he's the best shooting guard in the NBA. He's a beast. He plays his natural position is the 2, but he played the 3 last year just for Danny Granger. But yeah, Danny Granger, if he can get healthy, that'll help a lot. But he did get recently injured again. He's going to miss like the first week or so. So I don't know if he can ever get back to himself. I really don't. Lance Stevenson. Defense. This dude plays lockdown defense. I like him. He's one of the ugliest players in the NBA, but I do like him as a player. Now, the reason I think the Bulls are the better team is at center, you got Joakim and Roy. Similar, I think they're similar talent-wise. Joakim's a better rebounder, but Roy's probably better in the post. Similar talent, I think they kind of even each other out. David West and Boozer, I think David West has the edge on that by slim margins, not much. What am I doing? At the 3, I don't know how their lineup will be, if they'll play Paul George at the 3. But the reason the Bulls, I think, are the superior team is because you have, at the 2 and the 3, you have Jimmy Butler and Luol Deng. Now, they will not shut down, but they will minimize whatever the Pacers are doing at the 2 and the 3, whether Granger comes back and they put Paul George back to the 2, or they bring Granger off the bench, whatever they're doing, the Bulls have the 2 and the 3 are just like lockdown position for the Bulls with Jimmy Butler and Luol Deng. So I think, and then you got at the 1, I think Derrick Rose will outperform George Hill by a lot, and that I think that will be the decider between these two teams. Really, the Pacers are winning at the 3 or the 2, wherever Paul George is playing, but everything else is evened out, like close to evened out, and then the difference is the point guards, really, because Derrick Rose is superior to George Hill, and will just shut him down, really, and Derrick Rose will do what he wants all day on George Hill. Nothing against George Hill, he's decent, but he's not great. He's not Derrick Rose. And then at 2, obviously for a lot of people, for a lot of bandwagoners, but I got the Bulls. I want to see the Bulls at first. I think the Bulls have potential at first, but it's all about health, and with their track record, sad to say, but usually they do get injured. I hope they don't. I hope they can get one season in at least where they can be healthy and compete for that title full strength against the Heat or even someone else. But I think the Bulls will make a run for it. I really do. And I think in a best-of-7 series, if full strength Bulls Heat, I think the Bulls would win. But you never know. Honestly, I have my own opinion, and I'm a little biased to this because I am a diehard Bulls fan. But, yep. So I got the Bulls at 2. I love them. They're my team. Go Bulls. And then at 1, sad enough, the Heat. Really unfortunate how this could actually be assembled. Mario Chalmers, I hate you. You're my least favorite player in the NBA. You're the biggest pansy in the NBA. You flop all the time. You complain about every call. I hope you tear your ACL. Honestly, I don't like you at all. I hope you flop, and on a flop, you just tear it. I wouldn't be sad at all. But you got LeBron, obviously the best player in the NBA. But Dwayne Wade, now, apparently he's not conditioned too well, and he's not in the best shape. And when I say the best shape, he's not in good shape at all. So that'll be interesting to see if he can get in good shape. I mean, there was a reason he's not in good shape. He took the summer off, kind of, just to get in good shape, just like to heal those knees, the knees that hurt so bad in the finals. But yeah, to heal the knees, so he took the summer off, basically, and now he's not in good shape. But we'll see. We'll see tonight. Bosh, I love you. Ray Allen, yeah, he can shoot from anywhere. Beasley, I think it kind of pisses me off that the Heat can go out and get a guy like Beasley, and no one else, not even like a scrub team, will just pay him like $3 million this season just to take him from the Heat. That pisses me off. I don't want to see these guys go to the Heat. Same with Greg Oden. Like, really, you wouldn't take a chance on it just to like not let the Heat do it. But they did get him, both of them. Greg Oden looks funny in this picture, but I don't know if either of them will be effective, but they still both have a lot of potential to be definitely somewhat difference makers. They don't need a difference maker. They need role players, and both of them have potential to be good starters. So we'll see how that works out. Hope the Bulls can beat them tonight, but we'll see. So those are my East rankings. My voice is a little dead right now. I just talked for 33 straight minutes. Probably none of you are still watching this. If you are, leave a comment or actually tweet me saying you watched till the end. I love you. Or just tweet me saying you watched till the end, and I'll follow you because I appreciate all you guys. And I appreciate the guys who watch the videos and stay through. I know this is a long video. It's a very long video. But I did put a lot of effort into this video, and it makes me happy that people watch through the video. So I hope I do get a lot of tweets or a decent amount of tweets from you, and I will follow you. And yeah, I appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you liked my insight. Tell me what you think in the comments. And everybody have a nice day. Peace.